This is going to be a weird video. This is one of those videos that's more for me than for anyone watching, although it might be interesting, might be helpful, I have no idea. Really, I'm trying to build a business at the moment. I'm trying to do something exciting. I'm getting really bogged down because I'm so focused on the big thing I'm trying to do, and I'm so focused on the result that could happen, that I'm struggling so much to actually take steps towards that eventual thing happening. And so what I've realized is that I need to refocus my perspective, shift my gaze. Rather than looking up at the big goal, I need to look down at the individual steps I need to take. I want to fall in love with the process rather than the end result. And I want to just learn to plod, like this kind of persistent plodding, this purposeful plodding, one step at a time in the same direction, focusing on direction and consistency rather than speed and intensity, and figured maybe a helpful way of encouraging myself to do that and motivating myself to do that is to document the process a little bit. I've tried this in the past a bunch of times. I keep on giving up because it feels pointless. But really this time I'm trying to shift my definition of what pointless and what purposeful actually look like. And I'm hoping that as I sit down and document, and this is why this is more for me than for anyone else, because I'm not expecting this to be remotely exciting. The whole point of this is that in order to have meaningful change, you have to take tiny little steps. And that's not exciting. That's boring. That's why I find it so hard. You know, sitting down, it's a Tuesday morning right now, 16th of April, sitting down and being like, right, today I need to take a little step. And for me, for where my business is at right now, that little step looks like making 2 Instagram posts that might get 1 like each. That's my goal for today. And that for me is so hard because I'm like, oh no, I want to do something big. I want to create something significant and meaningful and have a real impact and notice real change and see big results. And the point I'm coming back to, I mean, I've been sitting with that for months now, and I'm realizing that the only way to, at least as far as I can tell, the only way to have big significant impact and make a real change is to take tiny steps. And I just really struggle with taking tiny steps. And so that's what this is about, documenting the journey of purposeful plodding. Let's see how it goes. I imagine that maybe a helpful way of doing this for me is doing like a weekly thing where I try and just grab little moments on camera of tiny steps I'm taking each week and stick them together in a video, put them out online. And I'm putting them out online for accountability, a place to store stuff, a place that I can come back to and see, oh, this is what I've done. And so if you're watching this and this doesn't sound remotely exciting, then I'm sorry. This is more for me to kind of challenge myself and be able to grow in a way that I've noticed I'm not letting myself grow because I'm looking too far ahead. And so I don't know whether this is something other people find particularly hard, but it's a really big thing for me. And so this is my way of trying to tackle that. I'll try and explain more of the context of everything I'm doing as these videos go on, but essentially been a videographer for like 7-8 years, and I'm wanting to move into using all the stuff I've learned to help business owners to communicate better and to transform their ideas into something that has big impact. That's what I'm trying to do. And so there's 4 aspects of what it is that I'm doing at the moment that I'm trying to work on and take these small steps in. So at the very top, we got inputs. And so I'm trying to read, watch, listen to stuff. And this is really about taking in information from all over the place, from other people that have done similar stuff to what I'm doing, thinking through some of the lessons that I've learned from client interactions I've had, business projects that I've worked on, have inputs coming in. That's the top thing. From those inputs, number 2 is about processing them. So I don't just want to read books. I don't just want to listen to podcasts. I don't just want to think about my experiences. I want to figure out how to process them. And that's really about building everything I've learned and everything that I'm currently learning into frameworks. So stacking together building blocks into bigger ideas that make sense as a whole that I can then eventually teach to people further down the road. And that's where sharing or output comes in. And so that's about, for now, kicking out stuff on social media. Even this, I guess, is a way of me practicing that. Articles and writing, that was spelled really badly. But different forms and different ways of trying to get out and just practice sticking ideas together and sharing them with people. It's really about practicing rather than trying to build an audience or anything. And then number 4 is the build element. And this is really about what I'm trying to do as a business. This is kind of the main thing, that everything else, all of this stuff points to this. And this build thing is about building a program of some kind that I'm imagining will be like a 2-month journey for clients to go on with me, where from the start to the finish, they go through this process of learning kind of the foundation building blocks, skills, all kinds of practical stuff, to eventually get to a place where they feel equipped and able to effectively communicate and reach their audience with what they have. So I'm doing 4 things, and it's not different phases. So it's not like I'll spend the next 3 months reading and then I'll spend 3 months processing. It's a kind of constant ongoing thing. As I input, I digest, I output, and I use all of that to build. And this is ongoing, but it's a big project. And you can see why, as I look at all this, I think, man, all I want is to have that final thing done. All I want is to have a really cool program that I can invite clients onto, and they can learn stuff from my last 7-8 years of doing what I do. They can learn kind of key tools and frameworks that they can use in their businesses to build and grow and share and communicate. That's what I want. I want to just be doing the last thing. But the thing that I'm struggling with, and the whole reason I'm documenting this journey, is because all of this other stuff, all of these bits, the inputs, the processing, the sharing, and the repeating of all of that over and over and over and over and over again, is central in order to do the building bit, like that final bit, well. And so it's hard because it's bitty, it's small, it's let's read a chapter of a book today and write down kind of all the stuff I've learned from it, and maybe I'll make an Instagram post. And that just feels really minor and insignificant for me in the grand scheme of everything I'm trying to do, but it's essential. And I need some way of being able to track that journey as I go, and so that's what this is for. This is me from a few days in the future. I was going to do a whole week in one video and started becoming very, very long. So I'm going to leave this here. This can be kind of an intro, the rationale of what I'm trying to do, and then the rest of the week will start in the next video.